Okay, so I kind of accidentally started working on this camper. Just got started the other day and kind of now all this is out. So here's what's going on. So we come in here, turn on my light here. And basically what happened was I cleaned this out. Well, it don't look like it now. But I actually cleaned and bleached everything, got all the mouse crap and nest out of here. I was like, okay, awesome. So then I had some new lights I was going to put up to have good light in here. And then, fix a few things. Well, I get a light here, and I go to this backlight. And then it don't work. And I'm like, huh. Okay. So then I double checked my battery and made sure it was good. And then I said, well, the old light worked. So something I wiggled in here didn't. So anyways, ended up a mouse had chewed this wire and I wiggled it and made it not work anymore. So we fixed that. But that resulted to me tearing this whole roof out of here. Or not the roof, the whole ceiling out. So now I got to deal with this. Then while I was at it, I went ahead and ripped the refrigerator and the old furnace out. Because, well, I don't need that either. So I guess now we're going to commence to clean this up. And then re-insulating the roof and putting new paneling up. Of course, I'm glad I did because I did find one slight leak. I think it was this screw right here or this one. It was just damp. It was pouring rain when I was doing this. So it was damp and you can see it rotted this board and this board across here. So I'll add in some patches, get up there and re-screw that with some roofing screws and silicone the crap out of it. Everything else on here is solid as can be. No mold, nothing too crazy. So I'm kind of glad I did because I get to inspect all my wires and make sure everything's good and all that stuff. So that's always a plus. So I need to patch this, but first I'm going to get all this mess cleaned up out of here. I got stuff everywhere. So, and some old insulation. And I had a respirator on the whole time I was messing with all this. So, try and protect the lungs a little bit. Here's the battery on the front of the camper. And it's just one I had. And if you're like me, you got a pile of old batteries you keep around. And one thing I found that's super useful is this Topton battery tester. So basically, what you do is you hook it up. To the battery, it lights up. And then you got a menu of a bunch of different stuff, a bunch of different tests you can do. So you just hit enter to test the battery, put what type of battery it is. Then you want the cold cranking amps. I don't know what the cold cranking amps is on this battery. All the stickers are gone. So we'll just put 750 and see what that gets for us. Alright, it says the battery is good but needs charged. Okay, it's showing the battery has 792 cold cranking amps. So I'm going to take a wild guess and say it's an 8 or 900 cold cranking amp battery. But it's nice it tells you all that, so. But other than that, it says it needs recharge. Tells you the battery voltage is 12.2. So hopefully y'all can see all that. So yeah, I actually use this a lot more than I thought I would. They sent this to me and I've been testing it for I think 2 or 3 months now. Have a link for that in the description. All right, so I wasn't really planning to tear the bathroom wall out, but I kind of got started, and they just had plywood screwed on, so it's pretty easy. But you can see they had some water damage here. I think it had something to do with this hole in the roof here, which I'm going to take a wild guess and say that's why they tore the bathroom out. So you can see they patched in there. That's a little rotten. So that needs patched. So we'll add a little, I'll probably do the same thing they did. Just add another 2x2, screw it there and there, and have a good patch. So, but other than that, I didn't pull out any insulation that looked good, but all the insulation that the mice had messed up, I got all it out. So, but like this insulation, it looks fine. So I'll leave that. Let's see if we can't get in here to this tank. Something like that. Looks like just a couple of nails. Set this frame right here. Find some cutters. I guess these tabs are supposed to keep it in place. Somebody's gonna took them loose. Alright, well, this thing should be free. Hang on, we got another hose going to the pump. Alright, there's one nasty old water tank. There we go. One old water pump. Alright, I want to see if I can take this little stand out. I might try and save this top and put over where the sink was, if I can do it without completely destroying it. Now, I'll have to do, let me get a hammer. That side popped loose. I didn't mess it up too bad. Let's see. Is it the same size? A little bit too small. First. goodness. Kind of wish I would have seen that. I have no idea what holds that in. Let's go to the outside and see what we... Hey. Wow, that's the easiest thing I've taken off of here. I gotta figure out how to take this panel off the front of this. Actually, that's not really an option. Alright, so what I'll do, I'm not doing it today, but I'll just cut this all the way around. There we go, like it never happened. All right, I'm gonna work on replacing around this vent, that long run, and then there's a couple I need to replace here in the bathroom. So I'm gonna get all that patched up and re-silicone the top around these screws right here, and actually put new screws in. So I'm gonna do all that, and then I'll bring you guys back when it's. All right, so I jumped ahead a little bit and I cut all this plywood I had left over. I cut all the way back. So now I got a plywood ceiling. I cut out for all the lights up through here. So, and they're just, it looks like this, they're just tacked up here, 2 screws each. I wanted to get them all cut, and now I'm going to take them all down and go in and paint them, because I didn't want to paint it in here because I'll get paint all over everything. So we'll take them down and paint it. I got this pulled out. I was testing the AC and it does work. It just, the switches are all messed up. But the AC itself does work, so that's pretty cool. Well, I guess let's get these tore down and get them painted. Kidding me. Alright. We got it now. Kind of like a jigsaw, getting these long ones out of here. Oh, I'm numbering all these in order, front to back, pointing which way facing forward. C2 that way. That way when I go to paint them, I know the side opposite to the writing on it is going to be the side to paint. Alright, got plywood stacked. All the stuff I need to paint stacked everywhere out through here. So. 2 coats on each panel, so that's pretty good coverage. So yeah, it actually looks really good. So we'll probably let this dry for a day or two. But until then, let's go mess with some electricity. So we're playing with electricity today. So basically, they have this wired in, you know, to a regular 15 amp plug. But it comes in here, and then it goes to this, plugged into here, and then it's back feeding the whole thing. And I'm not a big fan of that, because with this plugged in here, back feeding the whole thing, out here on this is just a 120 plug. But it's a 30 amp for the camper. Every camper has it. But the thing I don't like about this is with that plugged in back feeding this, that puts 120 volts on these two. So this is laying out here charged, so if somebody reached down and was to grab it, I don't have power hooked up. But if you grabbed it and touched them two together or something, that would, you know, wouldn't be good. So we're gonna change that today. Here is what this side will look like. So then I got a little box, I'm gonna put it in. Keep it all nice and neat. All right. All we're doing here is making this go from 15 amp to 30 amp. At some point I might get an actual 30 amp cord and run all the way up. But for now this will be better than what we got. See, that's a little bit too long. Go ahead and strip enough of that back. Alright, let's get our neutral hooked up here. And get our hot one hooked up. Over here. All right. There's a fancy little cover on here. I don't know if I could hold on to the screws. So now we can properly plug that guy there in. Alright, up here at the disconnect pole, so I want to cut this because there's probably like 20 extra foot of cord that I don't need, so I figure the less distance I'm traveling, probably the better. And this old end here is missing the third ground there, so I figure it'd be better to have that anyways. So, got a new end. Let's see, how much of this do we need? Probably about there. I don't know what happened, but it got straight up cold out here. It was like 60 degrees the other day. It's pretty nice. Alright, let's get the ground hooked up. Neutral. Now alright, well if I did this right I should plug it in and nothing should explode. So let's try it. Well, nothing blew up. Let's see, do we have power in here? Yep. Sweet. Okay, that's nice. Let's get this unplugged. Alright, I like that a lot better knowing that there's not a cord sitting out there, you know, charged up, and if an animal or somebody had grabbed it, probably wouldn't have been good. It is, you know, just 15 amp going to a 30 amp. So I think the only thing you're required to even have 30 amps for on a camper is that air conditioner. But everybody else just buys a little adapter and just plugs it in a 15 amp, so I don't think it really matters. But anyways, I might screw this to this stump right here or something, just to keep it off the ground. But other than that, it is hooked to a GFCI plug too, so if moisture or something was to do something weird, it would just trip it. Well, we got that taken care of. And the next thing I want to go ahead and do is, I got this piece of plywood that's going to fit in here good. And I want to put a microwave in here, but I don't have an outlet under here. So what I'm thinking is since there's a board right here, there should be a stud on that side. Okay, there's a stud right here. So I'm thinking is running a cord up, stealing power from this outlet, running it down and back under that hole under there and up, and then just having a plug in right there. So that's the closest thing I've found. I just got to drill a hole in this. Anyways. Goodness gracious. There we go. All right. Finally got that. This shit's down through here. Now, let's see if we can get this. I'm good back here. Alright, I just put a regular end on it. So let's make sure we did it right. Oh yeah. Okie doke, now we put the plywood in and put the microwave in there. Now I had me a little board on the side to brace that plywood, so. There we go. I got it how I want it now. We're correct. This will fit in here like a glove. Oh yeah. That's perfect. Now plug this guy in. There we have it. I can actually push that way back in there. That's nice. Check that out. We got all kinds of room around this thing. Let's set some plates and stuff up top. Set stuff beside. I didn't even push it back and put stuff here. Closer to that side. Got plenty of room for the door to open. Nice. Sweet. Okay, guess let's do something else. Well, we're ready to insulate this thing. So I was getting ready to go buy some of this foam insulation here to put in the ceiling. And got talking with my neighbor the other day, and he said, I got a pile of this stuff. He said, don't buy any, go get you some. So I didn't have to buy any of that, so that's sweet. So I'm going to go ahead and get this thing insulated. Back to 8 farther than I could reach. Oh, that's almost the whole sheet. Now to cut this, I'm going to use this special tool called a razor knife. I don't know what you're actually supposed to cut it with, but again, it don't have to be 100% perfect. There we go. Oh yeah. Yeah, it fits. All right, check it out. We are all insulated. So that is awesome. It's crazy the difference in here. I just had this electric heater going because it was like 20 degrees this morning. And as I was putting these up, it significantly got hotter and hotter and I had to turn the thing off. But all the way back, like I said, it's not, you know, super professional, super accurate cuts and stuff, but it's functional. And that's, at the end of the day, it's a free camper I'm just making. We're going to get a couple years of use out of it. So with putting as little money into it as possible. So let's get all the ceiling plywood installed. I don't think that's holding anything. What's wrong? Evidently it is. Come on now. Oh, that thing should be right in there. And stuff in there. Definitely brightened it up. So now I need to do a whole lot of cleaning and get all this mess out of here. And clean this area up pretty good. Put the refrigerator in. And I'm having the cushions professionally cleaned. So when I get them back, I'll put all them in. But yeah, so for now I'm going to work on cleaning this thing up. Here, I'll show you this back room here. I've been keeping a little heater in here to keep all my power tool batteries warm. I bought some of these Chinese batteries, and yeah, should have done that a long time ago. But yeah, it's nice and keep them warm in here. And I just threw a quick coat of white paint to make everything bright. So, like I said, I didn't even feel that gap there. I just said, forget it. It's just a little storage room. But anyways, so let's get this thing cleaned up. Check that out. I hope y'all can tell on camera. There used to be all kinds of black spots in this floor. I bleached the whole thing. It looks like brand new. That's nice. Alright, now we can get this refrigerator put in. Will you fit? Oh, it does fit. Sweet. Oh, crap. I need where y'all are at. This might be interesting. I do believe that right there is as far back as she goes. Perfect. That door still opens, and that still opens. Sweet. That's just a regular small 120 refrigerator. I wasn't doing that 12 volt with gas and all that stuff, so that's a lot bigger than what was here. And yeah, even got a little spot up here to set stuff. So, and it won't go all the way back because the fender well for the wheel fenders stops that right there, which, I mean, that's fine. It don't interfere with this. And that still opens all the way. So, I think it looks pretty good there. Alright, well, I got these cushions cleaned and back. So, here is pretty much the finished product, or as much as I'm doing. So, yeah, turned out pretty nice. I'm thinking about getting a little, one of them Chinese diesel fuel heaters. They run off a 12 volt. They're real popular in like road tractors because they run like 8 hours on like a gallon of fuel or something. So thinking about getting one of them and putting it right there would be a good spot for it. Having that and a little electric heater, and you can keep this place as warm as you want. But I mean, everything's clean. I wish y'all had smell-o-vision. It smells a million times better in here. So yeah, figure there's a finished result. So, I still need to do something to cover this up. I'll figure, come up with something. I ain't in a big hurry for that. Just whenever. Of course, I don't even need this till spring, so. But it's nice getting it all cleaned up and ready. So, when it comes springtime, we'll do a part 2 on this. And we'll get new wheels and tires and fix the brakes on that hub there. And then basically go over all the trailer lights because they're all pretty much smashed off of it. So we'll do that. Probably recoat the roof. And then we'll take it on a trip. I already got a trip planned, so we do have a deadline. But like spring of the year when the weather's nice, we'll deal with all that. So anyways, and I'll probably remove the 2 tanks underneath there. So Anyways, y'all have a good day, and I wasn't even going to mess with this until spring. I just got distracted doing it, so now I'm going to go work on more important stuff. So y'all have a good one.